I guess I I guess I should probably go ahead and do my rant, bro. Cause like I I hate it here, bro. Like I just don't understand who greenlit this character. Like yeah, Devil Dinosaur is he's cheeks, bro. Like I wouldn't have like such a big issue with it if it wasn't for the fact that they didn't give him any damage reduction whatsoever in his passive. So not only is he just like a big target, but like he takes like the same amount of damage that like other tanks take, minus like the minus the no crits. But even then, it doesn't matter. Like this character has no range other than beam, and the beam doesn't really do too much if you can't get to them. The chomp is pretty good, I would say, but they have to bleed first for you to get your overshield. Sometimes it just doesn't work. His shield is, you know, your typical 450 health shield, but it breaks almost immediately on impact. And you pretty much just die for nothing because, you know, supports on console have got to be the single worst of all time. Like, yeah, like usually when a new character comes out, you're like, oh, this character's like super like busted or whatnot. But like this character, I just don't feel that way with. This character is this character needs help. I don't know why they don't balance characters around like, you know, I don't know why they don't balance characters around like different like comps. Like obviously this game is like known for like its flexibility and stuff, but like certain characters don't work in certain comps. So the way to like, you know, balance that, or at least make it so like games can be more diverse, just have passives for certain team comps. That's it. You know, if you're like solo tanking, maybe you get like extra health, maybe some damage reduction, or you know, maybe some extra attack, or just something. But like you don't get any of that. Or like when you like triple DPS, certain things can happen. Or maybe like place like a nerf or something. Like if you're in triple support, you know, you do like less healing overall or something. That way like stuff doesn't feel so egregious. It doesn't even feel like Devil Dinosaur is like, it doesn't even feel like he's like a triple support counter.
The god of thunder!
He just feels. Oh my god, dude. Elsa Bloodstone is still super OP. Especially that she does more damage against overshields. So characters like Devil Dinosaur, whose whole gimmick is overshields, doesn't even work properly because Elsa Bloodstone is still OP, bro. And White Fox. You know what, bro? This is. I'm gonna derail from like Devil Dinosaur because like I only have like a couple issues with him. Like he could be like super duper fun if they just give him damage reduction. Let me pivot to White Fox. Jeez, do I hate White Fox? White Fox genuinely makes this game unplayable. She is like the reason why I think like Rivals is probably one of like the worst hero shooters in the genre. I mean, mainly because of like, you know, the balancing issues and all that other stuff. But like, White Fox is just everything I hate about this game. Daredevil was a necessary evil because at least when Invis was like crazy strong, you had Daredevil to like counter her. If, you know, he wasn't banned and Invis wasn't banned, like you'd go Daredevil to counter Invis. You know, that's all fine and dandy. White Fox, however, does everything. Anti-dive, dive, great heals, great melee options. You can pretty much live everything with her melee form alone. Displacement, that's super annoying as like a dive or just in general. Her ult, that gets constantly buffed because apparently it sucks. Even though it's really good, people just don't know how to use it. People don't hardly ever use her like little buff form or like the little buff she can give to allies, which is the whole reason for them like giving her the buff in the first place. Why people don't use it? That buff is insane. And then you just have all the support mates talking about some, actually she's not that strong, guys. She's actually really balanced. And they're the same people to be like, Luna Snow's balanced. Like Luna Snow and balance in the same sentence, like actually makes me want to vomit. Like we can't be talking about the same character that two shots like 250s and 275s, right? And almost two shots like 300s like Punisher. Like we can't be talking about the same person. Like there seriously has to be like a nerf. Like the characters should be able to go at least a season or two without being like buffed when they don't need it. It's very simple. You nerf her damage and then you probably buff other supports. Like Mantis needed a buff to at least the speed that she got petals back. Like honestly, if you wanted to like nerf Mantis for triple support but like at least make her still viable, all you had to do was like nerf her, you know, do the buff that they did, but instead of giving movement, just make it so like when she does damage she gets like petal back faster. Or not that, but just like let it come back like passively really faster. That's it. And then you have all the nerds talking about some, uh, good thing you're not on the balancing team. I'm pretty sure if I was on the balancing team, apart from any of any of these guys, like rivals would probably be like the best game ever. It'd actually be fun for competitive players. It'd actually be fun for casuals. Because when it comes to me, I'm kind of in the middle. Like I like playing competitively, but I also like playing casually at the same time. And yeah, this game has like no variety when it comes to team comps. Pretty much what's meta goes, and what isn't or is unconventional, it just pretty much loses. I I wish there were some changes, bro. Fire Xion, please fire Xion. Like I think fire Xion, fire Guan Guan because bias towards so many of these heroes. And I'm sure if Xion like I'm pretty sure if Xiong wasn't biased towards a certain group of characters, like he probably would have been fired already. And they would have been like, you know what, replace this guy with somebody who actually like listens and, just keeps constantly buffing and giving skins to the same couple characters ever. You know, let's not nerf Poke, even though Poke needs to be nerfed still. Hella still really strong. Hawkeye still really strong, does a ton of damage. Um, who else? Phoenix got a buff because Phoenix definitely needed a buff. You know, instead of her doing a ton of damage on burst, now she does just a ton of damage directly. So she just two shots people instead of three shotting people. Namor's okay. Moon Knight. Yeah, let's just buff Moon Knight, make his mobility even better because people underrate how good Moon Knight's mobility is already. As like a character that pumps out so much burst damage. Mr. Fantastic isn't even playable and his buff doesn't even work. Mantis changes are horrible. Rocket Rocket shouldn't be able to do as much damage as he does. I'm not gonna talk about Rogue. Scarlet Witch, please rework her. Spider-Man is completely fine where he is. Please rework this character. Star-Lord is very annoying. Please rework this character. This character is very dumb. I don't see many people talk about Punisher, but Punisher is not only is he 300 HP, but he has a shotgun that two shots pretty much anything, or one shots anything in his path. Granted, as long as you hit like your pellets or whatnot, but even then, if he still does crazy amounts of damage. I think Thing is perfectly fine where he is because Punisher is literally his counter, and Punisher is like one of the best DPS in the game. I think Thor is fine where he is. I think Ultron needs like a little bit of help since hit scan is still very prevalent. I just think he needs like a help with his dash. I think he just needs to be a little faster so he's not getting caught in the air for like 5 seconds. Venom is perfectly fine where he is. Delete this character. Delete this character. I mean, people really don't play Wolverine like that, so I can't really say if Wolverine needs anything. But I think from what I do see, Wolverine does his job fine. He's literally supposed to be a tank buster, so him doing a lot of damage to tanks is fine. So I think Wolverine's like fine where he is. Psylocke, alt merchant. I hate this character, but I don't think she really needs anything changed with her. Magneto, um, you can't really nerf this character. Magic, please delete magic. You get overshield from pretty much doing anything. Your portal comes back super quickly. You pretty much evade everything, and unless you're playing heavy anti-dive, this character just runs havoc in your backline. Delete this character. I need to play with Loki buffs a little bit more to really understand like how like his buffs and or his changes have helped him. I know he just does a little bit more healing, which is very much appreciated because I thought his healing output was pretty low unless you like use his ult to put out more healing. Although I think Jeff is annoying, I think his spot is fine. They they nerfed his damage because his damage was kind of absurd and all. Uh, I do think Iron Man is quite annoying in the right comp, but I don't really. I think he's fine. Iron Fist definitely deserved the help. This character is still egregious even now. Please rework this character because you buff him too much, he's OP. You nerf him too much, he's unplayable. Delete this character. Delete this character. Uh, I'm. I don't know how I feel about Groot. I don't really play him that much. I think I think Groot can. I think Groot's fine where he is. I think Gambit's fine where he is. Like he can still be an alt merchant sometimes, but I think he just needs to do like a tad bit more healing and less damage, and I think he'll be fine. I really wish they would revert the changes on Emma a lot because they keep buffing Emma so much to the point where like, what do you do against this character? Like, you're gonna buff her ult, you're gonna buff her shield, you're gonna buff her like little damage fall off and whatnot. You're gonna buff her range on her primary, which is pretty much an extension of herself. So like, it feels like you can almost never get away from her. You buff her diamond form after people told you constantly that diamond form was a big issue. You give it more damage reduction, and you give her more damage reduction on ult, so she's pretty much impossible to kill. And she gets diamond form back faster, so she feels impossible to kill. Why? Like, I played Emma at launch, and like, I, I and she was my first lord, so I thought Emma wasn't too crazy when she came out. People complained to all to hell because they were getting like caught out of position and died, and like Emma wasn't really that crazy. Her ult wasn't that good. You know, her diamond form was her only like sort of value. Her shield wasn't that impressive. She didn't really have that much range, which will require you to actually like, you know, go in and do something. I think the only change she probably needed was giving her damage reduction on ult and giving her damage reduction on ult, buffing her shield, and whenever she got her full stack on her psionic beam, like make it decrease lower. That's all she needed. She didn't really need any of the other stuff. Like we're pretty much just going back to square one, basically. Please delete this character. Strange is fine. Please buff this character. I already talked about Devil Dinosaur already. I think he needs just a tiny bit of help, and he'll be perfectly balanced. Um, DPS pool fully built up is pretty strong. Uh, heal pool is heal pool, and tank pool. Um, I think I think he just needed like a little bit of nerfs, but again, they don't ever balance these characters in different scenarios, and they only balance these characters for the solo experience. Daredevil, Daredevil's perfectly fine. I don't even know where to begin with Cloak and Dagger. This character is so frustrating, bro. Bubble that negates everything. Very annoying to deal with. With Fade, getting ult back like every 5 seconds. Auto aim, yeah. Captain America, I think Captain America's fine where he is. I don't really see too many players play Cap. I think Hulk's fine where he is. I think Blade's fine where he is because in the right comp, he can be kind of a monster and feels unstoppable. But Blade definitely deserved these buffs for a very long time after being one of the worst characters ever. Please help this character, bro. Please help Black Widow. Please help Black Widow. This character is the face of throwing and inting. You play Black Widow and people are automatically assuming that you're just selling the game. You could probably be the best Black Widow in the world and people will still assume that you're throwing the game. This character has nothing. You refuse to ever acknowledge her despite the fact that people have been telling you since she came out that she needs help. She needs something to be viable or usable in the slightest. But you just continue to ignore her. I don't know if you guys are like, cooking up a nasty rework in the back or something, but like she needs it badly. Like instead of buffing all these characters or like changing all the properties of all these characters that don't need it, please, help the ones that do instead of waiting forever to do so. Like, change her useless batons to like Uzis or something to where like she can be kind of a menace at long range, but also she can be a menace at close range too. Like make her like a jack of all trades character. Give her Uzis or like give her like some sort of staying power. And like since Cap is able to, run constantly without a care in the world, like let her be super mobile. Like don't put a cooldown on her run. Like just let her have it for free. It's not gonna hurt her in any way. It's not gonna make her super OP if she does. There's tons of characters that can easily catch her and just kill her for free. It shouldn't be that big of a problem. Um, I think Black Panther is fine right now. Giving him the omnidirectional movement was a lot better, for sure. But I still think the inclusion of White Fox just hurts Dive so much because people aren't even running White Fox with Dive. They're just running her with anti-dive. Like White Fox, Luna Snow, Namor. Like, jeez, bro. It's so stupid. I think Black Cat is probably like a menace in higher ranks, but like that's only people who've like mastered the character to her like a full extent. People never play Black Cat ever in quick play and comp. At least for where I'm at right now, people do not play her at all, and it really sucks because I feel like she's such an interesting character that's just held back by the fact that like there's so many other options you can use, and Poke is still like people would rather play Elsa Bloodstone than Black Cat because why wouldn't you? I think I think Angela's fine, and I think Adam Warlock is fine where he is. Again, I just think there needs to be like some sort of like they need to start balancing characters around certain comps instead of just individually. Cause like Adam in a 3 support comp is crazy, but Adam in a 2 support comp isn't. Like, maybe he can. Maybe you should guys should just let him work in any comp while not feeling like too overpowered or too like underpowered. I don't know. There's just food for thought because you guys clearly don't ever play test the game before you drop it, and you let all these streamers and stuff play this game, and they're never gonna tell you anything wrong or give any sort of criticism when they get when they get like the open beta or like early playtests. And you guys do this the week of the season releasing, never like a week or two in advance, so people can have a good idea or like you can get proper feedback before you drop this stuff, instead of waiting an entire month before you do something about it. And like I know Xiong isn't the only one making these balance changes. Like you got people around the clock working on this stuff. So like I just think if this game is gonna like you know not be just like not just be a headache to play, and you know you guys can have everybody happy. Like just please listen to the community and stop listening to like the 1% of like the loud minority. Just please.